Hey guys, thanks for stopping on in for today's action in college football for November 3rd, 2017. In this one, we're going to be talking about this matchup in the AAC between the Memphis Tigers and the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. We're going to be giving our take on who we think is the better betting value, taking into consideration that point spread, which currently Memphis is sitting as about 12.5 to 13-point favorites, slightly down from where this opened up at 14.5 points, but still a lot of points to be giving on the road in one of these midweek matchups here in conference play. And Tulsa and Memphis, similar numbers this year in terms of their offensive and defensive output, although Memphis has been a bit better offensively, certainly, than Tulsa, and a bit more consistent on that side of the ball. But both of these teams have shown flashes of great offensive play this year, mixed with not the greatest defensive results, and that's likely to make this a very high-scoring affair. So heading right on into it, the road team today, the Memphis Tigers, they've had themselves a very impressive season. They stand 7-1 overall, with their only defeat coming in that blowout loss on the road against Central Florida, who's looking like the top team in the conference. In their last outing, Memphis was able to come through in impressive fashion at home against Tulane, winning that one by a final of 56-26. Prior to that, the Tigers had very competitive games in a win on the road against Houston and a home win against Navy. And then also their other conference matchup prior to that on the road against Connecticut, the Tigers were extremely impressive, winning that one by a final of 70-31. And on the year, this group ranks 15th in the nation in scoring, 10th in passing, except just 103rd in total team defense. And their average point differential on the year has been +6. So even though this has been an offensive unit that's been able to put up some really big numbers behind quarterback Riley Ferguson, they haven't necessarily always been able to separate and pick up huge wins. They do have a couple of blowouts certainly on their resume, but outside of that, largely been some more competitive matchups with just that +6 point differential on the year for the Tigers. The home team today, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, not having the kind of year that many were expecting from this group. Quite a drop-off from what we saw out of Tulsa last year. This group standing just 2-7 overall, 1-4 in conference. Even though their overall record isn't that impressive, they have largely been a competitive team. Only a couple of their losses coming by significant margins. That was their road loss against Oklahoma State and also their road loss in conference against Tulane. But in their last outing, very competitive on the road against Southern Methodist, losing that one by just 4 points, losing to Connecticut by 6 points. And then in their last home game, actually looking extremely impressive against an adequate Houston opponent, picking up that win by a final of 45-17. So certainly showing when they are able to play up to their ceiling and getting behind that strong ground game behind running back D'Angelo Brewer, who's one of the top running backs in the conference. They are very dangerous on the offensive side of the ball. So they get things done in a different sense than Memphis offensively. They rank 38th in the nation in scoring average, 12th in rushing average, but defensively, again, not been great for Tulsa, ranking 120th in the nation in total team defense. And their plus-minus has been about -5 on the year. So in general, they have been competitive with a few wins, a couple wins sprinkled in there against Louisiana Lafayette and Houston, both coming on their home field. And they have certainly shown more consistent and dangerous offensive play at home this year than we've necessarily seen from them from occasion on the road. But nonetheless, we expect a very high-scoring affair in this one, which does give a little less value to these points overall. But Memphis, they could be taking this matchup for granted, and also this is a Memphis team that hasn't necessarily always shown their best results on the road, while Tulsa has shown that they can get the job done on their home field. In one of these midweek matchups, home field advantage does matter, and we think that Tulane has the ground game to take advantage of this Memphis defense that doesn't rank all that well either, and they'll be able to keep things competitive enough behind their home crowd advantage to go on and cover this spread. So that's going to be our play, guys, for today's video, siding with Tulsa, getting those 13 points to 12.5 points as underdogs on their home field as our college football pick video play. And again, to get all of our college football plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.